Hi, today we are going to talk about the sounds in our projects. I decided to create some character that is going to shoot, and I found some laser sound which goes like that. Probably you don't hear it as my desktop audio is muted. Maybe now you can hear it. Okay, so I thought that because as you can see there are like 5 sounds in this one file, and I thought that I would just download it and distribute it to you so you can use it straight away. But then I thought, hey, come on, this is a game dev course, so probably at some point you would have to have this knowledge how to cut some audio files and graphics and everything. So I thought I will show you how to do it. Download it, and you will find this file on the Google Drive later on. Cut it and prepare it to be used if you don't want to follow this sound stuff, because this is on Creative Commons license. So if you click on it, I will just show you, because this is important for you as well, not only just coding and making games, but all stuff about the music, graphics, and even this copyright stuff is pretty important. So as you can see, this file is to be copied, modified, distributed, even for commercial purposes, all without asking permission. So we can use it and I can pass it on to you. Okay, so open the Audacity. This is a free software that will let us to modify sound files. I'll open it and I think it should be in downloads folder. I think this is the one. Just open it. Okay. And as you can see, we've got this file bit. So I will just select whatever I don't need and just press delete. So if I slide to the left, we could do it even simpler, and I will show you that as well. Just highlight or select whatever you want to export and just click file, and now export selected audio. And here we might use MP3 files or OGG, because those files are the best. They take little space. And yes, the WAV file is not recommended because this is quite big. So I will just do MP3 files. I put it on the desktop and save it and click OK. So now we can import it into our game. Just open a new project or the project you're using at the moment, and just right click, import new asset, go to desktop and just import it. And here we have it. We can play it. So let's create our shooting guy. I just click create empty and call it player. And I should have somewhere this graphic that we used before. Yes, here it is, the spaceship. So I'll import it. I'll add component sprite renderer so we can see our player. Just attach it, move to the left like so. And now maybe I'll create an enemy as well, because I would like to show you something else. Whenever we hit an enemy, we would like to destroy him and play some destroy sound as well. So let's call him enemy. Let's flip it and move it to the right, and let's maybe change its color a bit so it differs from our player. So in order to shoot him, we have to add a collider to him. So let's add collider. It will be circle collider. Let's offset it and decrease the radius like so. And now we want to add some explosion effect as well. So let me move this free sound website so you can see it, and let's watch for some explosion. Sometimes it's not easy to find a good sound. Let's go further. Okay, I don't want to waste too much time on it, so I just import this one. I click on it and click download. So once it's downloaded, I will just get it into Unity. I will just grab it and try to import it to Unity. Here we have it. Let's create our bullet. So right click, create empty, call it bullet. We did it before, so I will not spend too much time on explaining stuff to you once again. So I will just talk what I'm doing so you can follow. So we are adding sprite renderer to see our bullet, and I choose the sprite of knob, so our bullet will be circular. I will increase it so it's better visible and change the color to blue. I will add a rigid body to it, and I'll add some circle collider to it as well. So there could be some collisions detected, and we need at least one rigid body attached to one of those elements. And because we are not moving with our player nor with the enemy, so our bullet needs to have a rigid body on it, because collisions can be detected only if both elements have some collider on it, and one of which has to have a rigid body. Okay, so we have it. It should be gravity scale set to 0, as we don't want this bullet to fall down. Our enemy has a collider. Okay, so let's add the first script to our player. Just create C# script and call it a player, open it, and we want to shoot our bullet, but I think I didn't make it a prefab, so just drag it to the project window so that it becomes a prefab. We can delete it from the scene, and the last thing we need to do is to add a tag to it, so we will call it a bullet. In order you don't have this tag, because I've made some projects before and I have this tag added. If you don't have this tag, just click on add tag, and here just press plus button and call it bullet. And I already have it, so that would be no point of adding another one. So I will just add bullet so we can see it. Just press on it once more, and from the list it should be bullets now in the list, so you can choose it. Okay, we've got our player script ready. So now let's add a functionality so we can shoot. We want to create a new method, so let's call it void and shoot. And now inside we want to create a game object called bullet and assign instantiate method to it. And of course we have to provide some object, but we didn't create this reference yet, so just do it on the top and use serialize field so that we can drag and drop it in the inspector window. So it will be a game object and call it bullet prefab. I try to name those prefabs with the prefab at the end, so I know straight away that I'm dealing with the prefab, so it's easy for me later on when I try to instantiate them. So now I put bullet prefab and what position I want to start it with. I'm with the player position, so we don't have to make it extra complicated. So just use transform position and then quaternion identity, so we don't rotate it. We have to call it whenever the left mouse button is pressed, so that would be in the update method. And here we want to make conditional statement. So if input from the user is get button down, and here we have to specify fire1, now we have to call our shoot method like so, and that should be working. We can check this out straight away. So I just click on our player and assign our script to it, and we have to attach bullet prefab to the field we created. So now whenever I click, the new bullet is created, but the bullet is not moving yet, so we will add a new script to the bullet. So the bullet itself will know that it should be shooted, and we have to attach this script to the bullet prefab. So we can add component and call it bullet, so it's added straight away. Let's open it, and here we can add some velocity to our bullet in the start method, really, because it it should start shooting, flying straight away after it's instantiated. So first of all, we have to make a connection, or get the reference to the rigid body component. So just call it rigid body 2D with the name of RB. I usually give that name for rigid body component RB and assign get component method to it, and inside the brackets we'll just type the component name, which is rigid body 2D, just semicolon at the end, and after it we can straight away set the velocity. So RB velocity equals, and we have to shoot it to the right. So just assign new vector 2, and we want to move it to the right, so we manipulate the X position, and let's put it on let's say 10F and 0 on the Y, so we don't want it to fly up or down. And okay, that should be it really. So let's close it and try it out if it's working. Yes, it is. That's good. We have to add some sound for our bullet. So whenever we shoot, there should be a sound. So let's go to our player probably. Why not? Let's use it on the player. So in order to play any sounds, we have to add components that you will find in audio, and here there should be audio source. So in here we have to attach to this audio clip our clip, and we want to use this laser clip like so. There is a play on awake field which we want to untick. We don't want to play it on awake, we want to play it whenever we click left mouse button. So let's go back to the script, to the player script of course, because we attach this component to the player, and here we want to play our laser sound. So we have to make a reference to this audio source to let it know that it should start playing. So let's use either serialized field, but this time I want to do it different way. So just call it audio source, and I will give it a name audio source with the small a, and now we will make a reference. So audio source, and now assign, so get component, the same way we are getting reference to rigid body component we just did with the bullet, but now we have to specify the audio source. So audio source like so. This is all done, and whenever we shoot, so when we instantiate this bullet, we want to play. So audio source, and now we use play like so. And if we go back and now press play, whenever we click, you should hear this laser sound. So this is working fine. Now we have to detect collision. So whenever the bullet hits the enemy, we will get some explosion effect. So let's create another script for our enemy, and let's open it. And in here we need to add on collision enter 2D method, and here we are checking if other game object compare tag. So we want to get some behavior only if we collide with the bullet, not anything else. And here we want to get a tag of bullet. So now we have to specify what we want to do. So we want to play this explosion effect. So let's just add an audio source component to our enemy as well. So let's go back, click on the enemy and add component audio, and here audio source. We need to untick play on awake, we don't want to do it, and we will just drag and drop this explode effect onto the enemy. So again, we have to make a reference to this component. So let's go above the start method and just start typing audio source, and let's call it audio source. Go to the start, audio source equals get component of type audio source, close it and add parentheses at the end. We are done. So whenever the bullet will hit our enemy, we want audio source to play this clip that is attached to this component. So let's have a look if that will work. Just press play and shoot it. I don't know, I couldn't hear it because I wear my headphones too late. I'll try again. I didn't hear anything, so probably there is something wrong. Let me see. There is a collider, there is some explosion on it. I think I will just open it in the Explorer and try to play it to see if everything is okay with this sound. Okay, it is playing. Let me see it one more time. Audio source play. It should play, but it's not. So let's see if some other instructions will work on collision. So let's, for example, destroy our enemy once it collided with the bullet. So let's destroy, and we want to destroy the game object, and we want to destroy it straight away. Let's save it and let's play it. And it's not being destroyed, so it means that something's wrong. I didn't attach the script to our enemy. Oh, silly me. Okay, so let's assign the script to our enemy. And okay, let's play and see if it's working. Okay, our player is disappearing, but still we don't have any sound. Let's open the script and I will tell you why we don't have this sound. We don't have this sound because we start playing it, but straight after it we destroy our game object. So once our game object is destroyed, the audio source component is destroyed along with the object. So even if it started playing in this microsecond, you won't hear it, and after some fraction of the second it all has been destroyed, so there is no way of keeping playing it. I will show you how to sort this out. First of all, we can just comment this out so it's not being destroyed, and that should help. Let's just play and see if we get some destroy audio. And we did. I could hear it. It's got some delay, of course, but because as you can see on this file, we've got some silence at the beginning of that clip. We should get it into the Audacity and just cut it off, but I'm not going to do it this time. We already know how to do it. So to play it, even after the enemy is being destroyed, there is some special method that we can use. And this method is called PlayClipAtPoint. So even if we destroy this object, this sound can still be instantiated and played. And after it finishes playing this clip, it will be destroyed on its own. So let's just implement it. I will just comment this out so you can use it if you do want to. I will uncomment destroy because we do want to destroy our object, and we are using audio source, but it should be like the component audio source, not this variable audio source that we are using here. So we should start this audio source with the capital letter. So audio source, and now after the dot we'll use PlayClipAtPoint. And now as you can see, we should specify the audio clip that should be played, and we have to prepare this audio clip. We don't have it prepared yet, so let's do it. Maybe I will comment it out so we don't have any errors in the inspector. And here we have to specify the audio clip. So let's create a serialized field of type audio clip, and call it maybe explosion clip. So now we can use it, just uncomment it and specify this explosion clip. and after the comma you can see that we need to specify some position. So let's use our enemy position. So it will be transform position, like so. Just save it, and now if we go back to the game, click on our enemy, and here in the script we are seeing explosion clip field that need to be filled with the clip we want to play, and we want to play this explosion clip. If you want to play some clip at the same time when the object is being destroyed, then this audio source component and this stuff is not really necessary. I just created it because first of all I didn't have destroying the object in mind, but later on I thought that it would be good to show you this solution with this PlayClipAtPoint, because this is a really nice option to use. So now let's play and see. I just grab my headphones and have a look. So I just okay, this is working fine. I just could hear that our clip was played a bit too low. If you notice in the transform position, our object is on Z on 60. So this is quite far from the camera. Let's put it on 0, because if we are doing 2D projects, all objects should be on 0 so that they all on the same, let's say, level. We don't have to look at audio source anymore because it will be played by external audio source. You can even hide it and it still should be working. So just let's play. And yes, it was played, so this is working fine. So if you want to keep, this effect that you use this audio source with PlayClipAtPoint, you can even get rid of this audio source component if you want. But if you don't want to destroy the object, you might use this play with audio source attached to it. So you have two ways of using it. I will just get rid of this update method as we are not using it. So it's good to clean up your scripts and leave only anything that is worth keeping. And I think our project is pretty much ready. So we know how to shoot, we knew it before, but now we do know how to use the sounds with it. And maybe the last thing we would like to use really is some background music. Let's assign it to main camera so we don't have to add any new objects to the scene. So let's just grab last sound from the website. Let's go to free sound and maybe just use some background. Maybe we'll find something good. Okay, I'll use this one, the background, and I just click on it and click download. So once, it have 10 mega and my internet connection is really slow today. I'm using some USB Wi-Fi adapter and it's just a nightmare. Okay, it was downloaded, but it's got like 10 mega. I don't want to import it into the Unity because it's far too big. So I will just export it as MP3. So I just export it, and maybe we don't need insane quality. I just do it, call it BG. And now I'll import it. It was on the desktop, so I've got it. And now it's got like 0.5 megabytes, which is much less than it was before. So the performance should be a lot better. We don't even need to add the scripts really. If we want to play it in the background when the game starts, we don't need to do it. Just go to the main camera and add component, which will be audio source, of course, because we are using audio source for playing sounds, and assign this BG to it. And here we've got this option play on awake, and we want to leave it on, and we might even leave a loop on, so whenever it finishes it will start all over again. And maybe let's decrease the volume a bit so we can hear these laser shoots and so on. So let's play it, and I will just put my headphones on. Okay, I increased it to 1 because it was barely hearable, and now I think it is totally fine. So as you can see, we covered all the audio we might use in our game. There is more to it, of course, but I think that it's pretty good start and will get us sorted for many occasions. So yes, see you in the next one.